Welcome to the lecture series International Project Management, brought to you by Lübeck University of Applied Sciences in cooperation with On Campus. This is the first part of our e-lecture series, which is focusing on project management, the essential tools and skills you need to know in order to carry out and manage projects in an international environment. Of course, this series of podcasts can never substitute any intensive literature review and a course at a university, but it can be a useful supplement in order to create awareness for the essential elements of international project management, and this is why we set up these e-lectures at the university. My name is Marc Opresnik. I'm a professor of business economics, in particular marketing and management at Lübeck University of Applied Sciences. In addition, I'm a visiting professor to international universities such as Regent's University in London and East China University of Science and Technology in Shanghai. I'm a member of the board of directors at the St. Gallen Management Institute, which is one of the leading international business schools. I have an in-depth track record when it comes to project management and marketing and strategy when it comes to these skills, which was acquired during my time at Shell International Petroleum Company Limited, for which I've worked for about 10 years. I'm the president of Opresnik Management Consulting, my own company, which consults companies in the area of marketing, project management and strategy. I'm the author of several management books, in particular in the marketing arena and when it comes to sales and negotiations. I'm also the Chief Research Officer at Kotler Impact and the global co-author to Kotler and Armstrong's book Marketing in Introduction. The e-lecture series is structured in the way that we aligned it to the product life cycle of a project. So after the introduction, we talk about how can a project be set up at the enterprise or organization, and then we have the different project phases. So the first phase is the development phase. So we talk about how is a project developed. Then the planning phase. So what key elements do we need to take into consideration when it comes to planning? Then the execution, and finally the completion, so the implementation at the company or organization you work for. And as a separate point, we also talk a little bit about communication, because communication and soft skills, leadership skills are essential when it comes to managing projects, managing change, motivating the different kind of employees that are involved in the project. So let's talk about the introduction first. Why is project management important? Not only for organizations, but for yourself as a manager, as somebody who wants to speed up his career. First of all, what you do when you are working in a project or are leading a project, you acquire some exposure. What is meant by that? You differentiate yourself through carrying out specific tasks, because a project is defined as a very unique task that needs to be done in a certain specified period of time, to a certain cost level, with a certain amount of people, etc., etc. And this stands apart from the usual work, from the daily work you carry out anyhow. So you differentiating yourself by working in a project. That is very important. The second thing is that you have a variety through new challenges. So you learn new kind of things, new kind of subjects and methods, skills, etc., etc. But what is most important for yourself when it comes to career management is that you are able to expand and stretch your network of people you know in the organization. You can, via a project, you can find new mentors. You can find new kind of colleagues who are specialized in a certain kind of field, who can help you acquire new skills or enhance new skills. So that is actually one of the most important elements of project management for yourself, that it's really relating to your career. And last but not least, you are able to develop your competence profile. What is meant by that? If you lead a project, you have to motivate certain kind of people without being their boss. So usually you're not the line manager of the people who work for you in a certain kind of project. Because of that, it is very, very difficult to motivate people from different kind of departments, from different kind of areas of responsibility. And you need to do that in a project. So if you do that successfully, this accounts for leadership skills, which are in turn necessary to advance in the organization when it comes to being promoted and leading a team in some department later on. So this is very important, I think, for yourself when it comes to project management. So this is more a personal slide than a slide about the methodology of project management. So project management, what is it? It is, most generically speaking, it is the entirety of leadership, task, organization, techniques and methods for the implementation of a project. Why is project management more important in today's world than ever before? It is because, first of all, we have a rapid economic implementation of innovations that are being required in today's world, because the world is changing very, very quickly, as we all know. Nobel Prize winner Professor Christensen talks about the area of disruption. So that a formerly set up industry is changed basically overnight. If you think about Uber is the biggest provider of mobility on the planet without owning a single car. The biggest provider of hotel accommodation across the world is Airbnb, and they don't own a single hotel. So this is what Christensen means when he talks about disruption. And this also calls for an ever-increasing speed when it comes to getting innovations, getting new business models into the marketplace, getting them implemented. And this in turn makes project management ever more important. We have a global competition, of course. We are living in the area of globalization. So everybody can be everybody's customer and competitor in real time. And we have a more pronounced customer orientation and a growing requirement level. This belongs together because the customers are demanding very, very innovative products, high quality products at a reasonable price. So this is meant by the last point here. We have not only an increasing complexity, but also we have an increasing price pressure on the companies. And all these factors put together, they call for an ever-increasing importance of international project management. So, in order to take into account the above mentioned trends and elements, the planning, so project management, must draw on all levels of the company. So, in this context, it is very important that companies define products and projects always as change management processes. So every project is coming along with a change in the organization. And this has to be taken into consideration at all levels of the organization. The root causes of problems with the framework of project management are manifold. So these are the main bullet points why project management is a challenge in the organizations. On the one hand side, we have, like we mentioned, we have an increasing complexity. when it comes to projects and the innovations. So what does it mean? We have to handle projects in an ever shorter period amount of time in order to take into consideration and live up to the speed of change that we are all subject to. And often we have a lack of consideration of the so-called soft factors, soft skills. So people think in the organizations, they tend to believe that if you know about the tools of project management, like how to set up a milestone planning, how to do critical path analysis, etc., you know how to manage a project. But like said at the very beginning of this part of the International Project Management e-lecture, it is very, very instrumental that a project manager, a project leader, has to have soft skills. He needs to motivate people to make them passionate for the project. And this is often neglected in real life. So pay attention to, when choosing a project leader, a project manager, that he or she encompasses sufficient soft skills to motivate and lead a team of people, although he or she may not be the line manager of those people. Then, ill-defined aims. So frequently, project aims are not agreed by consensus. So what do you want to achieve when it comes to a project? This is not specified precisely in a lot of cases. So this might be a challenge. And all too often you have unclear responsibilities when it comes to project management, because the people who are working in a project, they are taken from the departments, from the different kinds of lines of businesses, and they work together with the project leader. And sometimes you have a discrepancy or a conflict between the project team and their work on marketing, finance, HR, and the work of HR, marketing and finance in the lines of businesses. So this needs to be specified adequately. And this is linked to that one as well, inadequate personal qualification. So there's little consideration of adequate qualification of the respective team members. Sometimes they're just taken from the lines of business. So somebody's coming from the finance department or marketing department, he enters the project, but he never got to know the tools of project management, like how to set up a work breakdown structure, for example, or how to do sophisticated milestone planning. He or she may know what a milestone is, but he's not so much aware and proficient when it comes to the tools here. So that also needs to be carefully paid attention towards. How did project management evolve over time? Project management started in the military arena. So it was strongly shaped by military clients in the USA and the NASA. So the concepts were primarily taken from the technical arena or technical background. So this is the reason why the start of project management, or at the beginning of sophisticated project management, the universities and also within books or in real life, there was a strong focus on the tools of project management, such as milestone planning, critical path analysis, etc., like mentioned. And in recent times, nowadays, there is an increasing emphasis on the soft factors. Because we experience in the framework of international project management that there are issues, like said, when a project manager is not able to motivate team members in a sophisticated way. So this has given rise to the concern or to the focus on soft skills and soft factors as prerequisites when it comes to sophisticated project leading and project management. So this was the first part of our e-lecture series International Project Management. Thank you very much for your attention, and we are looking forward to seeing you watching the second part and the subsequent parts. So thanks again, and good luck with your projects. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.